Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you like tech and helpful tips, don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started.
A wet hoverboard requires immediate and precise action to prevent permanent damage and ensure safety. The very first and most critical step is to power it off immediately and, if it was charging, disconnect it from the power source without delay. Never attempt to turn it back on or charge it once it has gotten wet, as this can cause short circuits, severe electrical damage, or even a fire. Once powered down and disconnected, the next crucial step is to carefully open the hoverboard's casing. This usually involves unscrewing panels on the bottom or sides. Work slowly and methodically, making note of where each screw and component belongs. Upon opening, the battery is your primary concern. Carefully disconnect it first, as it's the main power source and most vulnerable to water damage, presenting a significant hazard if compromised. After the battery is safely disconnected and removed, proceed to disconnect all other wires, cables, and circuit boards from the main chassis, including the motor connections, gyroscopes, and control boards. The goal is to completely disassemble the electronic components to allow for thorough drying and inspection. With all components separated, begin the drying process. First, use a clean, dry cloth or paper towels to gently blot and absorb any visible standing water from all surfaces. Pay particular attention to connectors, circuit boards, and any crevices where water might collect. Next, employ a desiccant material. Silica gel packets, often found in new electronics or shoes, are highly effective, but uncooked rice can also be used as a last resort, placing the components in a sealed container filled with the desiccant for at least 48 to 72 hours. Crucially, do not use direct heat sources like hair dryers, ovens, or direct sunlight, as excessive heat can further damage sensitive electronic components, warp plastics, or even cause battery explosions. Instead, facilitate air drying by placing components in a well-ventilated area, perhaps with a gentle fan blowing over them, or in a room with a dehumidifier, ensuring they are positioned to allow maximum air circulation. After initial drying, meticulously inspect every component for signs of water damage, such as watermarks, discoloration, or, most importantly, corrosion. Corrosion often appears as white, green, or blue powdery residue on metal contacts, solder joints, or component pins, indicating a chemical reaction with water and electricity. Also, look for any burnt components or swollen capacitors, which suggest more severe electrical damage. If corrosion is present, it must be carefully cleaned. Using a soft bristled toothbrush or cotton swabs dipped in 90% or higher isopropyl alcohol, gently scrub away the corrosion. Isopropyl alcohol is ideal because it's non-conductive, evaporates quickly, and effectively dissolves water residues and mineral deposits without damaging electronics. Ensure you work in a well-ventilated area. After cleaning, allow all components to air dry completely again, ensuring no alcohol residue remains before reassembly. The battery requires a special inspection. Look for any signs of swelling, punctures, discoloration, or a strong, unusual odor. If the battery exhibits any of these symptoms, it is compromised and extremely dangerous. Do not attempt to reuse it. It must be safely disposed of and replaced with an identical, certified hoverboard battery. Reassembly should only commence once you are absolutely certain that every single component is bone dry and free of any corrosion or damage. Carefully reconnect all wires and circuit boards in the reverse order of disassembly, ensuring all connections are secure and correctly placed. Once fully reassembled and the casing is closed, it's time for a cautious test. Plug the charger in briefly to see if any indicator lights come on, then unplug it. Attempt to power on the hoverboard. Listen for any unusual sounds, observe the indicator lights, and check for proper balance and motor response. If everything seems to function correctly, test it in a safe, open area, keeping initial speeds low. Remember, even after a successful repair, a water-damaged hoverboard might have latent issues, so always exercise caution. To prevent future incidents, always store and use your hoverboard in dry conditions, and consider waterproof covers if riding in potentially damp environments. Thank you for watching, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful tips and DIY guides.
you.